third graders, welcome to At Home with Mrs. Hawken. We're going to do a little project today and we're going to play around with positive and negative space. Now this may sound familiar to you, I hope it does, because when we were making our trees for our tree houses, we talked about how the tree is the positive space. That is the subject of the picture. The negative space is the spaces around the trees, those little sneaky spaces in between the branches. And a good artist knows that when you take into consideration the positive and negative space when you're making a picture, you can really make for a much more successful composition and a beautiful picture. And if you're really good at positive and negative space, you can even do a little something called optical illusion, or play with people's eyes. For example, I have here a face vase, and when you look at it, what do you see? Do you see a purple vase, or do you see two white faces? Sometimes when you look at it long enough, it goes back and forth. This is called an optical illusion. And so we are going to play around with positive and negative space and do our own picture today. Okay, my third grade friends, let's start with a piece of paper, and we're going to have it in the horizontal direction. That means it's going side to side. We do not want it tall like this. This is vertical. So we're going to put it horizontal, and I am going to fold it in half. So I've got to line up my corners there and fold. And there we go. Excellent. I'm going to open it up. And now I'm going to draw a face on one side. Now I'm right-handed. You might be left-handed. A right-handed person, or me anyways, I usually have an easier time drawing my faces in this direction. I don't know why that is. It could be because I'm right-handed, or it could just be because that's the way I've done it the most. So I'm going to draw what's called a profile, a sideways view of a person's face, okay? I'm gonna start all the way up here, and I'm gonna round down, and then I'm heading straight down, okay? See how that's rounded? I have not quite come halfway down yet. If you want to, you can fold your paper this way, and that will show you how far halfway is. So I'm going to go down almost to the halfway, then it's going to come out like a nose. That's somebody's nose. Then it's going to go back in about as far as it came out, and then go straight down. And this is a little tiny V where the mouth is. My lip is underneath it. Then I'm going to make a curve and come down for my chin. My chin then goes back in like so, and then straight down for the neck, okay? Now, if yours looks silly or you're not sure you like it, you can change it, but you know what? It's okay, because this will still work even if it's not a perfect profile of a person's face. Now, if you saw that picture of the purple vase, you'll notice there were two faces. So how do I get the one on this side to be exactly the same? That's hard. Drawing something just by looking at it, making it exactly the same, is very tricky. So I'm going to show you a trick where you don't have to draw it. You can just copy it. So anywhere that line is, I'm going to color over it on the back. So I know it starts up here. And what am I doing? Watch. I'm pushing this lead onto here. So I want to push down. And I'm coloring pretty hard. And you'll notice that what it's doing is it's copying it for me. So I'm going to go over where the nose was. Now, if you miss the line, because it's kind of hard to see where they are when I'm looking at it from the back, I'm just sort of guessing and hoping I'm getting it, because I know we came in a little bit for the mouth. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, I need to come back farther for that. See, I might miss. And I'm coloring it like so. Let's see if I got it that time. Oh, there I got it. And then the chin is right about here. So I keep going straight down. See how I'm doing. Oh, I've got it. And then right about here is where the neck comes down. So I've got to color over that. Now when I open it up, it's not perfectly drawn out for me. It's light, but it's dark enough that I can trace over it and go over the lines, and I will have a mirror image or the same face on the other side. I can trace over it like this so that I can see it more easily. Now, you have the makings of a vase. Do you see a vase or do you see two faces? So now you have a decision to make. What's the positive space and what's the negative space? Is your vase going to be what you color? Is that the positive space? Or is the vase going to be the negative space and you're going to leave it white and color the faces? Well, you get to decide. And I'm going to decide right now that I'm going to color the faces, but guess what? You can decide to color the vase. And you can do them with one color, two colors, or maybe you can even do it in stripes. You get to decide. That's the fun part. I'm going to do it nice and neat though, because an optical illusion doesn't work if I'm scribbly and quick. Optical illusions need to have nice, sharp edges on them. See how I went over those edges before I start coloring? And then, I don't know if you know this, but using a marker properly, this is a conical point, meaning it's got a cone or a tip. If you color with the tip, that's for skinny lines. If you color on the side, it's for thicker lines. If you slow down and gently go back and forth, your color will work nicely. If I go quickly, see how it decides to lighten up? That's because the ink cannot keep up with my stroke. I'm going too fast. So I'm going to color slowly back and forth, and believe it or not, I'll get done coloring faster like this than if I were to scribble it quickly. And it will also look much neater. Now that I have finished coloring my faces in with marker, I am finished with my picture. You can show it to people in your household and ask them. Without telling them what it is, ask what they see. See what they say. Do they say they see two faces, or do they see a vase? Boys and girls, please hang on to these. If we have school next week, I would love you to bring them in to Mrs. Hawken. Or you can send me a picture of your work. I will put an email address after this video so that you can send it to me and I can see your work. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again next time at home with Mrs. Hawken.